guys, it's Michael and welcome to Let's Try SHENZHEN I. So, SHENZHEN I is a kind of a hardware engineering type of game. We get assignments and we have to build machines and program the microcontrollers that are running them. And there's actually a little bit of story here. We're working for an electronics company in Shenzhen. There is a fabulous little... you're not going to be able to see this. It's going to open up a browser window. But this PDF that's here is pretty darn cool. It's actually here. I've got a printout of it that I made. It's actually quite extensive, and it's set up to. It even has instructions about using Avery 11110 dividers and stuff, and it has data sheets on the devices that we're going to be using. And they're faked up like real data sheets. And there are application notes. There's a programming guide reference. There's even, marketing equipment. Let's see. Oh yeah, accelerometers and gyroscopes. There's even like some company in Japan that's making like I Ching makers that supposedly has like little micro rushes or something in it for dividing the future. But anyway, while it's a little tongue-in-cheek, it's actually got a lot of real-world concepts, including like machine programming. So if we look here in our mail thing, we've been employed with Shenzhen Longtong Electronics Company Limited in Shenzhen because apparently we couldn't find a job in America. And here's our little welcome thing from the leader, from what's his name, Wang Yonghong, and we have a welcome from Carl Teskey, who is apparently also an expat from the UK. From Joe Hightow, who is our sales guy, and from Wu Li Li, who is VP of Products, from David P. Solomon, or who, as he is also known, Dawei. He's a chirpy one, and then from our boss, Jia. So. We are now officially employees, and we're being told to read the manual because we need to know about all the goodies in here. And then we've got our first assignment here, which is creating a security camera. So this is all sort of given to us in the format of a how do we close this thing? Go home? Yeah. This is like a PDA or something, I think, that we're supposed to be looking at. Control panel is, that's actually game stuff. So yeah, this is our interface, and I guess our first objective here is to create a camera. So if we open this up, we get our CAD program here. New design 1, not yet verified, 0 parts, create a working design for this product to view histograms and leaderboards. Okay, so do we just click that? Yeah, okay, we can click that, and we get open our workspace here. So, a fake surveillance camera. Active and network are simple outputs connected to LEDs. Control the active and network outputs with fixed repeating signals as indicated in the verification tab. Alright, so here's our information about what we're supposed to be doing, and then there's a verification tab, which simulates the inputs and outputs on this device here. And in here, this is a microcontroller that they provided us. And can we get our... Let's take the control panel and turn down the music a bit, just in case. And how do I get back to that thing? I guess we have to go in here. Okay. So here we are, and this is a representation of our microcontroller and its connections to the outside world, and then we also have a little program written in here. And this little program is written in sort of an abbreviated form of machine language. We can also see the registers or data that the system is storing and the power usage and stuff. And so we have certain requirements that we have to meet. We only have one available component here, which is the MC4000. The MC family series of microcontrollers is what we're using here, and there are data sheets on them and how they work, so if you are curious about all that. And let's see, so what do we got here? We need to make it do this, basically. Does this active thing work? Well, let's run it and see. Yeah, it looks like it already does. And so if it was outputting something different, like down here, you'll see it's showing us that this is red because it's incorrect. So if we look at what this guy here is doing, it is moving the value 0 from P0, which is this the input. I'm a little confused by this. Then it's sleeping for 6 time units, and then it's moving 100 to P0, and then it's sleeping for 6 time units. So this is P0. This is our output port over here. Here's P1. Here's X1 and X0. The X's are like a data bus, whereas the P's are simple, just sort of a 1-bit input output, and it can go from 0 to 100 is the range. And so that's what we're doing here. We're putting 0 into this output over here, which is the active light over here. And then we're resting for 6 time periods, which is what we got here. And then we're raising it to 100 and resting for 6, lowering it to 100, resting for 6, and then the program is repeating. This thing can only have like 9 lines of code or something, if I remember what they said accurately. So what we need to do is put another microcontroller in this gadget here, hook it up to the network light, and have it sort of simulate this thing. And this is totally a fake camera. It's all it is active lights. So we need to reset. And then can we grab that guy? Yeah, we can grab that guy and drag him over here. Okay. Now, how do we cable it? Right. Alright, so I just dragged that over there. So now we have this guy going into here. So what we need to do is take a look at our verification tab here and figure out what we need this guy to do. It looks like he needs to be low for 4 time units. Go high for 2, low for 1, high for 1, and then repeat. So why don't we see if we can do this? And I haven't done this before, so I have no idea if this is the way to go. So we're connected to P0. So we're going to say move, just MOV, 0 to P0. Sleep, which is SLP, for 4. And then we're going to move 100 P0, sleep for 2. We might not be able to do this in the way I'm doing it because we might not have enough lines of code. Then I'm moving 0 to P0. Yep, invalid instruction because I put an E on the end of move. That doesn't work. Sleep for 1, move 100 to P0, and sleep for 1. How does that do it? Well, let's try it. It seems like it worked. Chips tips. You've successfully completed 1 test run. Let the simulation continue running for all 4 to complete the verification process. Okay? So we did it. I don't really fully understand the production cost stuff. I don't know that we weren't really giving any guidance on this stuff, so. Okay, well there's our email. Let's see. This product is an imitation camera. It has 2 blinking lights. First blinks in a regular pattern. The second light is the internet light. Should be blinking in a more random intermittent pattern to simulate data upload. Carl Teskey tells us, I'm certain you'll do better than the last person. The last person's the guy that wrote, why is this so hard? Thank you for your prompt work on the blinking lights. Looks okay. Well, thank you, Jia. It was good. SHENZHEN days. Why are we even here? This is from Tilly. Okay, Tilly, who is I don't know who. Hi everyone. We had a bunch of new signups this week, so let me reintroduce myself. I'm your host, Tilly Leo. and I run this fun little mailing list for expats in Shenzhen. I am here to demystify some aspects of life and culture here, along with a side helping of colorful commentary. Sometimes just the color commentary. Yeah, I get distracted. Today's topic, why the heck are we in Shenzhen? No, really. Like, why are we here at all? I don't mean in the immediate sense. Sure, we all have some job or businessy thing to do. Let's talk about the larger factors at play. I'm reading this because I don't know what factor the story plays here. Shenzhen, one of the fastest cities in the world, has been for the past decades, ever since it was declared a special economic zone back in 1980. If you don't know, Shenzhen is just across the border from Hong Kong, back when Hong Kong was still a British colony or possession or whatever the heck it was, a lease. And the Chinese declared special economic rules around that area, which is why it was able to sort of become competitive in the global electronics market. And you had a lot of Hong Kong companies that sort of repped companies in Shenzhen and had partnerships and stuff. When I worked for an electronics company in the 90s, we had our Hong Kong office, and we worked through a Hong Kong company to work with a Chinese company, and blah, blah, blah. It's a whole string of nonsense. And like the Chinese and the Taiwanese won't work together, but they would work through Hong Kong and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, long stories. We're here because it, and really the entire Pearl River Delta region, is a sprawling megacity dedicated wholly to trade, manufacturing, and services. A giant economic machine. Shenzhen isn't possible in other places, and not at the same scale and cost. So where's it headed? You know the future. Just going to make more stuff, more products and things until the world is buried in crap. I guess I'm asking, what is all this incredible growth for anyway? I have some ideas, but that's a topic for another day. Okay. Whatever. One thing to note is this is like 2034 or something like that. We have a letter in here from our headhunter, if you can believe that, that talks about, oh yeah, here's our application form for a visa for the PRC. I really dig this though. It reminds me of old games where you would, actually get like maps and things. Yeah. Connecting talent across the Pacific since 2021. The letter isn't dated, so I think it's like 2024 or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why we're using such old crummy microprocessors, but whatever. Okay, product. Control signal amplifier. Created working design for this product to view histograms and leaderboards. Replacement factory module. Our factory floor has some examples of older equipment that require control signals to be amplified. We've had a device to adjust signals for this type of machine, but recently it was broken. This is an appropriate project to teach you about inputs. Carl says, smashed. Hang on a second. What happened? Is everybody okay? JS says, no need to worry. Okay, so let's open this in our concept CAD. And, all right, so we got a control in and a control out. Those are our inputs and outputs. Simple input connected to factory equipment. Control out is simple output connected to other factory equipment. Signal from control in should be multiplied by 2 and copied to control out. Okay, right. So we're seeing here's our input signal, and we're doubling it, basically. Okay, well, let's see if we can figure this out then. So I guess we need to connect P0 to the input and P1 to the output, right? And then we need to basically... Okay, it needs to happen like every cycle. We need to be doing something because some of these things are connected to each other, so there's no sleeping involved, I believe. Which means we are going to... this accumulator here, right, is like the main data storage register of this microcontroller. So what we need to do is I think we need to move this input from P0 to the accumulator. So move P0 to accumulator. Right? And then we need to perform an operation on what's in the accumulator, multiply it by 2. And I am going to look this up. I'll do it. I'll actually pause and go look it up. I'm going to look up the code for multiply. So give me just a sec. Okay, guys. So here's me checking the MC family microcontroller language reference. The under arithmetic instructions, we have the instruction MUL. MUL and a value. And the value could be a register or an integer. So, multiply the value of the first operand by the value of the accumulator register and store the results in the accumulator register here. So if we say MUL 2, we should be multiplying what's in the accumulator, which was the input from P0, by 2. And then I think we can simply move accumulator, what's in the accumulator, to P1. And I think that ought to get it. So let's try the simulator and see. Part not sleeping. Oh, it needs to sleep. Oh, right. Okay. I gotcha. Let's pause it. Let's reset. So we need to sleep 1 anyway? Maybe we do. I don't know. Oh, no. Okay, let's not do step. Let's do simulate. Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like that is working. See, our signal here is going up and down, up and down. And apparently power usage is driven by how many instructions we're executing. So if we had too many instructions to do something we could do with fewer, we might exceed the power requirements. And at some point, I think this is probably going to become a factor, right? So let's see what our next one is. Okay, it looks good. Thank you from Gia. Thanks, Gia. And Carl says, take care. Yeah, I don't know. Carl seems like a malcontent. All right. Let's see here. Please enjoy a game. My daughter is learning programming. She created a simple card game. Would anyone like to try it and give her some feedback? I put a link on everyone's desktop. She's interested to become a game developer, from Gia. Wow, Jay, that is both a lot more polished and far harder than I was expecting. Your daughter's managed to design quite the challenging patience game. Maybe there could be an undo function. She says it doesn't need an undo because it's actually quite easy once you develop some skill. Carl says she really takes after you. Objective, win a game of solitaire. Do we really have to do this? Okay. Well, let's look at our solitaire game here, and then I think we're going to call it quits for this episode. But, oh dear, okay. They look like mahjong tiles. I have some advantage here in that I do know Chinese, but I don't know exactly what we're supposed to be doing here, though, frankly. What are these buttons? No, those aren't buttons. Well, oh, there are instructions. Jeez. Okay, to win, stack the 3 suits from 1 to 9 in the top right corner of the table. Free cells in the top left corner of the table can store 1 card of any type. Cards can be stacked and moved in the center of the table, but only if they are of alternating suits and decreasing values. When all 4 dragons of a single type are exposed, they can be permanently moved to an open free cell by pressing the corresponding button. Woo, alright, well, from 1 to 9. I gotta say I wasn't planning on doing a game here, but here's our dragons. Here's 2 dragons over here, I guess. These are dragons. I don't know why. But so, what? So, did it say that we can move? So, we could move a card. All right, here, let me just try to focus here. If I do like that, right? Then we can get that 1 and 2. There we go. Okay. Now, if I put this up there, we could get that 3, but then I don't know what happens after that, frankly. We might not be able to do anything else, because I don't know if I can move things back. I don't think I can move things back. Yeah, I can't. Okay. Well, yeah, I need the undo function, Gia. Sorry, dude. I'm not going to be solving that one anytime soon. I need to think about that solitaire game, frankly. That's funny. It's harder than the programming. So anyway, let's see what our next task is. New part, MC6000. Updated supplier agreement has given us access to a new part, the MC6000 microcontroller. which is like the 4000. The datasheet is in our papers. Also, the bridge part reorder is in. The bridge enables jumping over traces, may be useful for smaller boards. This time we have many, 10 million, so there's no danger of running out again anytime soon. Okay, well that's very good news. Take an orbital selfie. Renminbi $89,999, which at least back then wasn't that much money. Experience the stars on Earth as you have never seen them before. Enjoy the surprise and delight of pure weightlessness, and of course take pictures of yourself that nobody will soon forget. Alright, so our next goal here is a diagnostic pulse generator from Jia. In order to test some of our new manufacturing equipment, we need a pulse generator with certain requirements. However, instead of buying one at the market price, I thought we could simply create our own. And then Jia again says, for this project you will need to make use of conditional execution. Please continue your study of the language reference. Let's take a look at it, and then we'll move on. So conditional execution is kind of like, oh no, I don't want that. Can we delete that? Conditional execution is kind of like an if-then statement. So we can, let's see what we're supposed to do here. Button is a simple input connected to a button. Pulse is a simple output connected to an electronics device. When the button is pushed, generate pulses as indicated in the verification tab until the button is released. So when they push the button, we're going to produce one wide pulses. All right. That seems easy enough. We'll look at it next time around. All right. Thanks for joining me, guys, and let me know what you think of this game. I think it's pretty interesting. I kind of like all the story mode stuff, although solitaire is a bit of a distraction for me. I really love the reference material. I think that's totally awesome. But anyway, yeah, give this game a little look. It's from Zachtronics, and there will be a link in the description to the Steam page at least. And I think they have a company website, so that'll be there too. All right, see you guys soon. Thanks, bye.